Sisyphean.
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome to the start of a new series. Well, it's kind of the start of a new series, and it is kind of the continuation of something I've already been doing. We are, of course, going to be playing Path of Exile, specifically the endgame. Now, before I start talking more about what's happening here, you might notice, if you've watched any of the other videos I've done on Path of Exile, that this one looks a little bit different. Specifically, it looks a lot nicer. That's because I recently bought a new computer, and yeah, it's a lot better than my old one. Basically, prior to this, I'd been doing all of my gaming on the same computer that I use for work, which is a pretty decent machine. It just didn't have a great graphics card, and it didn't have a tremendous amount of RAM, so it was challenging to play and record games simultaneously. But now I've got a pretty decent device, but of course, these, well, let me just put it this way. Looking at what the market is right now, what my friends are telling me, my other friends who've been buying computers, from the sound of it, it looks like I may have inadvertently, in buying this computer, also bought the last 2 sticks of RAM in the entire northern hemisphere that haven't been consumed by the LLM apocalypse. So, sorry about that. I'll try to put them to good use. And what better use? I certainly can't think of many better uses than by playing this awesome game. Now, instead of just sitting around in the hub area twiddling my thumbs, we're gonna go do some stuff. What I'll do is I'll go to my hideout. My lush hideout, I guess, right? And we are going to jump into a map, and after jumping into this map, we will. I'll talk about what's going on, because I think a lot of people are going to be joining the series for the first time in this episode. I do not yet have a map stash tab. I don't think I need it, because I got plenty of regular stash space. I will eventually get a dedicated map tab, but since I've only just started the endgame, I don't think it's going to be necessary. Let's yoink one of our, let's save this rare one, and let's take the map of lightning. Area has patches of shocked ground, which increase damage taken. In addition to that, monster pack size seems to be going up. Item quantity and rarity up by a minuscule amount. We'll do this one. And with that, let's jump in. I've completed one of these maps already. I meant to show the first map that I completed. Unfortunately, that was me recording on the new device and importing my OBS settings, and they didn't import properly. And like an idiot, I didn't check, and so the first hour or so, I had to just get rid of that footage because a large chunk of it was just cut off. I then, at the end of my pre-endgame series, recorded another one of me just like redoing this map. So if you want to watch it, I'll leave a link to the previous series. The series basically me just going through the storyline. And I guess let's do a different map. Let's open up a different because that's tier 3, that's tier 2, tier 2, tier 1, tier 1, tier... Whoa. What is that? Ah, this is so confusing. What tier is the... Oh yeah, yeah. It had to be tier 1, but I think it was highlighting. Is it highlighting stuff that's? Oh, it's highlighting stuff that's connected to this, but for some, like, it's highlighting this one. I think that's a bit weird. Anyway, let's do castle ruins. Yeah, I wish it wouldn't highlight things that are literally invisible, but I guess it's scripted to highlight what you can see and like what's one branch deeper. Anyway, let's go into the castle ruins. I don't know. Let's give it a map of lightning. I'm not gonna use any map mods just yet. I don't know if it's worthwhile doing it with the low-level maps, so we're gonna jump in. Alright, now let's talk about the series, and the first question you probably have is, what even is the series? Obviously, we're going to be playing Path of Exile, we're going to be playing the endgame, but we're not going to be just messing around doing random stuff. There is an overarching goal, and that overarching goal is I want to collect as many unique items as I possibly can. However, a couple of caveats to that. Number one is I don't expect to ever complete this goal, even if hypothetically I collect all 1,176 uniques that currently exist in the game as of right now. They're probably gonna add more stuff. Even if they add something really dumb, like a unique consumable, it's gonna show up in the unique collection stash tab as something that hasn't been collected. You know, like if they add something new to the game that previously didn't exist, and that's technically a unique. So there's gonna be stuff like that to keep in mind, that it's gonna be. The goal isn't gonna be let's get all of the uniques and then just permanently end and never play the game again. It's gonna be let's get as many as we can, and instead of fuck off, what's happening here, dude? Instead of thinking of it in terms of we're gonna finish this by, I don't know, X number of months, let's just think of it in terms of let's play for, you know, however long this game continues to be enjoyable, which, spoiler alert, is probably going to be forever until the end of time. Let's play this game and let's just see what we can find without worrying about, you know, can we quote unquote finish the goal. So that's one. That's one. Like one caveat. There was a second caveat to the unique collection thing. Oh yes, that is true. The to collect uniques, a lot of the uniques are gated behind specific kinds of endgame content. And so even simply getting all of the uniques, if indeed the goal is to get all of them, the fact of it is, you're gonna have to do pretty much all kinds of endgame content. You're gonna have to run the gamut if you want to see as many of the different kinds of uniques as you possibly can. And apparently Sister Cassia is saying some really weird, fucked up shit. Hopefully we don't have to worry about it. Ooh, hello, excuse me. Pardon me, just coming through. So that was question number one. Question number two, and again, this is still more of just explaining what the series is, or like basic housekeeping details about the series. Like one obvious question is, how often are you going to be uploading? And yeah, that's a good question. The plan right now is going to be once a week. Every Saturday, episodes are going to go up at 12 p.m. sharp Eastern Time. That is, unless I do something dumb and I misclick and I'll accidentally upload it at midnight instead. But the plan is 12 p.m. Eastern Time every Saturday. In the long term, at some point, I'm gonna make this a series that I do for 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But for now, I'm doing a different series on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and of course Tuesday and Thursday is dedicated to the main series that I'm doing, which is Cerulean Ultimate, which that one's going to be going on for multiple years, because that is another game which has a lot of stuff to do, and my goal is to do that 100%. Excuse me. Right now I am on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays doing a really old video game called Jagged Alliance 2, and even though almost nobody is watching that series, I am going to continue it until the very end. Actually, I say almost nobody. I'm pretty sure out of my 600 or so subscribers, there's only one guy watching the Jagged Alliance 2 series. Bless him. And weirdly enough, the fact that only one guy is watching makes me wanna... It makes me even more motivated to keep recording, because when you get to the point where like I know I still have a tiny YouTube channel, I shouldn't act as though I've got millions of subscribers. Even when you get to the point where like a few dozen people are watching like your main videos, it becomes very depersonalized, right? Because you stop thinking of it in terms of like there are persons watching, and you start thinking of it in terms of, oh, some number of people are watching. That might sound like an odd distinction, but I think you kind of know what I mean, right? And you know, the fact that only one dude is watching. Oh god, I don't want to do this blind encounter. I'm gonna save this. The fact that only one dude is watching my Jagged Alliance or 2 series, I just feel so much more connected to that one guy. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Long story short, I want to do Jagged Alliance 2 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and after that, I want to do. I want to start my Fallout New Vegas playthrough. I really want to do a completionist Fallout New Vegas run, but a very special kind of completionist run, a quasi-completionist run where I do everything possible in the game while also adhering to a strict moral code, right? And like basically the ultimate good guy run. And so for now, the series is gonna be on. Excuse me, it's gonna be Saturdays only, going up at noon. But because there's gonna be only one episode a week, it's gonna be a bit of a longer episode. We might go like a couple hours. Occasionally, if you know we're in a really good groove, or if I get killed repeatedly and I go on tilt, and I'm like, I need to finish this dungeon. Sometimes we might even go past the 3-hour mark. It's been known to happen a couple times, but for the most part, I think I'll aim for around 2 hours, maybe around 2.5 hours. Right. So that is about, you know, the planned schedule for the series. It's gonna be once a week on Saturdays, but because it's once a week, the episodes are gonna be a little bit longer. Right. Now, another question that you might have is, hang on, I feel like I left a divination card on the ground. I feel like it fell and then I just never picked it up, or right? Like a rain of chaos, or am I imagining things? It should show up on the map. Hang on. Okay, I've picked up 3. I thought there was gonna be a 4th. I might just I might just be already imagining things. So, yes. So the next question that you guys might have is, why is this series starting at the end game? Why not start at the beginning with a level 1 character and go through the whole story? You know what? That's a good question. That's a good question. I admire your inquisitive nature, and you're right. It probably is good practice to start at the beginning. The good news is that, as it turns out, I did start at the beginning, and I did record my journey starting at level 1, but that is in a different series, that is in a different playlist. Oh no, dude, not life regen, man. Nah, son. Get the fuck away from me. Life regen mobs are unkillable right now because I don't have the counter. I don't have the counters. Just to show you what I mean, right? I don't think I can stack enough bleeding on him to even make his health bar budge. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna just sit here and just like let that moron kill me. God, I'm trying to open that. Let's kite him to some place where he can just stay. Right, get wrecked, son. Get wrecked, he says, as he flees from the enemy who he did 0 damage to, despite hitting him dozens of times. Whatever. Hang on. Let me just get a quick drink of water. So yeah, so continuing on with what I was saying, I did in fact start at level 1, and that's in a different series, in a different playlist, and the reason I broke it up into that playlist and this playlist in separate places is for a couple of reasons. Number one, when it comes to action RPGs like this, often there is a huge split between people who want to watch somebody complete the story versus people who want to watch it just to see a person tackle the end game. And often there's like 0 overlap between those two kinds of audiences. So for people who want to watch the story, I did leave a link in the description for my original playlist, which started at level what is this? What? Oh god. No, dude.
This way, Exile.
I did. Who are you, man?
This is the sacred grove. I am its warden, and you are its guest. Within its soils lay great secrets. Powerful secrets. You have seen the animating forces of Rayclast, yes? The dead do not stay dead. The living are shaped and twisted by unseen forces.
Oh. Hang on.
This is the sacred grove. I am its warden, and you are its guest.
Sorry,
Within its soils
I didn't mean to skip that. I need to.
powerful secrets. You have seen the animating forces.
Let's sit through her thing. I have a thing where I try not to skip through dialogue.
Here, in this garden, we may peer into the patterns of life. We may separate the monster from its creator, and, if the garden allows, we draws near here. Something sleeps within, and it grows restless. Wake it. Kill it. This is what the garden asks of you.
So, this kind of illustrates why I split the playlist into those two parts: the pre-endgame main story and the actual post-main story endgame, which is because when I'm playing, oh my god, okay, I'm under massive aerial assault. Because when I'm playing the main story, I'm generally not skipping any dialogues, I'm not skipping any cutscenes, I'm listening to what everybody has to say. I'm taking my time. And the thing is, a lot of people who've already played the main story probably, you know, several times, if not dozens of times, will often not want to sit through somebody doing that over and over again. They'll prefer somebody who is playing a little bit more quickly, playing with a bit more sense of purpose, and not really getting bogged down with what random bits of dialogue every NPC has. So that's why I've opted to do this in a different series. However, I will say, so one of the goals of this series was to collect unique items. I did get a lot of, well, not a lot. Over the course of my story playthrough, I did find about 30, somewhere between 30 and 40 unique items. I think around 30, maybe just slightly more than 30. So if you're the kind of person where it matters to you seeing how the progress was made towards that goal and where, you know, each of these uniques dropped, we got you covered, right? The initial series is still there. Just bear in mind that it was recorded on my work laptop, and it was on my work laptop, not installed on the SSD because my SSD ran out of space. It was installed on my regular hard drive, and as mentioned, my work laptop is not it's not. Hello, speaking of uniques. Oh god. Speaking of uniques, this is a unique that is going to be useless to us because we are not running a ranged build, but it's still something. I don't know if I had this one. Centuries of development in steel armor smithing turned the armies of the Eternal Empire into very effective lightning rods. I think that might be a new one. But yeah, if you want to see my original playthrough, me going through the story, and the uniques and other interesting things that dropped alongside all of that, you can watch that. I'll leave that link in the description. Okay, are there going to be more people bombarding us aerially? Oh yeah, one last thing I should mention is that while the pre-endgame playlist does document the uniques that dropped prior to the endgame, there were a couple that aren't in that because one of the episodes it didn't record properly, and that was the first episode after I switched to my new computer. So what I did was in the recording subsequent to that, I mentioned which uniques dropped, but they did essentially drop off camera because I had to, you know, get rid of that footage due to the messed up video basically. So almost everything is on camera, but a couple things did unfortunately drop off camera. So that was the answer to that question. The next question you might have is you might be wondering, why play Path of Exile 1? Why not play Path of Exile 2? And you know what? That's another great question, man. You guys are asking some really good questions. You know, you're like Walter Cronkite. You know, you're asking the tough questions. You're getting to the heart of the issue. So basically, the thing is, I don't necessarily know if I want to play Path of Exile yet. I'm following the ongoing evolution of that game, and I occasionally watch other people play it. And on a technical level, I think it is a pretty good game. On a technical level, it might even be superior to Path of Exile 1, but I feel like Path of Exile 1 right now has a certain like magic quality to it that Path of Exile 2 just doesn't replicate, at least not yet. Now, this isn't to say that Path of Exile 2 is never gonna get there. I know this is subjective as well. Maybe some people prefer Path of Exile 2, and that's fine. But for me, it kind of feels a little bit like Diablo 2 versus Diablo 3, right? It's not so much that... It might not even be that Path of Exile 2 is meant to be an improvement or a replacement on Path of Exile 1. It might just be that it's just meant for a different kind of player. But for me, I feel like this game is where it's at. This is the game that I have, a longer history with. I played this game back in the beta. Speaking of the beta, let me, in case you were doubting me, this is my the open beta, right? Which is, I think enough to establish my credentials. Let's equip my my Roa friend. Yeah, my Roa pet. Let's equip my Roa pet. Have him walk around. Yeah. So in case you doubted me, get wrecked, nerds. Get wrecked by my Roa. Yeah, you cannot, I don't know what you are trying to tell me to do. Yeah, all of that is to say, Path of Exile 2, I'm not... What? Oh, hang on. Do I have to... Hang on. Is there a... I don't get it, dude. What am I missing? There's Oshabi, this goes back to the castle. Is there something in this corner? Oh god, what is this? Hang on, man. Where's my phone? What the fuck is a harvest encounter? Hang on. Sorry. Harvest. Oh, hang on. Path of Exile. Harvest. There's a league mechanic where the player fights monsters in the Sacred Grove, and then what? To obtain life force, which is used for harvest crafting. Oh boy. Maps have a chance to contain a portal to Sacred Grove. Each and 3 and 4 life force dispensers are filling in the harvest. Okay, players can choose which patch to activate. When a patch is chosen, the other. Okay, man, this is. I am not gonna get sidetracked with this nonsense. let's just see if there's anything I can do, and if not, then we're just gonna leave. But yes, to wrap up the previous point, Path of Exile 2 has the potential to become a really good game. Think of, for example, what Diablo 2 was like on launch day, or the 1.0 version, versus what it became, versus what it was at the end of its original life cycle. And I'm not counting Diablo 2 Resurrected, I'm talking about the original day, like back in the original day, with the Lord of Destruction expansion. Now, I know a lot of people talk trash about certain things that were added, like rune words. A lot of people say, "Oh, Enigma ruined the game," and yeah, sure, maybe it affected in some ways. Maybe the game balance was affected in a negative sense, but you also cannot deny that a big chunk of the enduring reputation that Diablo 2 had as one of the best action RPGs ever made, a big chunk of that comes from a huge chunk of that comes from the additions made in the Lord of Destruction expansion. Without that, I don't think... Oh, he has Consecrated Ground and Life Regen. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna be able to... there's no way I'm gonna be able to even scratch this guy, man. I guess I can just kill his friends. But yeah, so Path of Exile could be similar, right? It could be like, it's potentially like one really solid expansion, one really solid DLC away from completely turning into another game and completely changing the conversation. But for now, I think Path of Exile 1 is the game that resonates with me the most. So we cannot touch that guy, so we're just gonna leave.
I can't do this just yet.
Alright. So that was me answering the question, why not Path of Exile 2? The next question that you might have is, so you might be wondering, okay, fine, Path of Exile is fine, but what about leagues? Why aren't you playing leagues? What about, like, you know, seasonal stuff? Why, or are you gonna do that? And if not, why not? So, the truth is, on a personal level, and this goes back to Diablo 2 as well, I never cared that much about seasonal stuff. I cared about playing the game. I cared about building my character, going on a journey, and you know, seeing what I could get done over the course of a really long playthrough. I never liked the idea of, oh, every few months I have to start from zero. Some people like playing that way, right? They get bored of doing the same thing for a long time. They feel like starting fresh, racing against other people is a huge challenge. Like, this is subjective, and I'm not saying it's, you know, bad or wrong to enjoy leagues and seasonal stuff. Of course, you know, if you enjoy playing that way, if you enjoy watching people playing that way, that's fine. But for me, I really like long-term persistence when I play action RPGs. I like the idea of coming back years later, and, you know, potentially in some cases, and just picking up where I left off, and, you know, not having to always be starting from scratch. I don't enjoy racing against other people. In fact, I consider that to be highly immersion breaking. even though I love looting and grinding and all of that stuff, I also really fundamentally like being immersed in the game world and being forced to compete against other people that are in my actual world. Like it kills the immersion for me a little bit, right? So anyway, that's another unique that we found. Malagaro's lens, useless to us because I'm running a dual wield build, right? But still, I think that's new. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop this here portal. Gonna head home. So yeah, I'm not really gonna be doing any um, seasonal stuff. It just is not my cup of tea. I prefer just long-term projects that focus on the same character. Right, so let me drop a couple of things off in my unique stash. That is new. Is it new? Oh no, it isn't new. So I gotta see if this is better. Gotta see if this is better than the one I already have. So 49% attack speed, no physical damage, 1 to 85. 44, it's not better. It's not better. This one is new though. Let's quickly read its description. Malagaro's lens. Minus 50 to all elemental resists. Attack speed, maximum life, area of effect. Nearby allies recover 1% of your what? Is this a joke? Was this an April Fool April Fool item? Or am I not getting it? Whatever. We're not using shields anyway. We don't have to worry about it. Alright, let's read the flavor text. Look around you. What do you see? Corruption, perversion, sin? No, it is progress. You simply lack the means to see it. Said Inquisitor Malagaro. Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't care about King's March right now.
Hello.
Who can...
What are we shipping today?
I just wanna sell you some stuff, man. Let's get a couple of chromatics. Accept that trade. Let me drop off some currency. Alright, that goes in my that stash tab. All of chance goes there. Crystallized. Ooh, hell, nice. That goes there. Okay. No. Chaos Orb goes there. Goes in my divination tab. Okay, that goes here. I'll drop this off in my Skull Gems because I think it does have a bit of a quality boost to it. And do I like this life flask? I don't think I care about it. I'll hold on to this extra unique. Where am I gonna put it? I guess I'll put it in this tab for now, just in case there's something you can do with uniques, like destroy them and get crafting components or something like that. And you know, Faustus, let me sell you some of this. All right, so I think I've answered the question of why I'm not going to be doing seasonal stuff, just because I like focusing on one thing and then just reaching its logical conclusion, as opposed to constantly starting over. And I think Path of Exile, even more so than Diablo 2, is a game where it feels so much more meaningful to just play one thing for a long time, as opposed to like starting over every few months, because they keep adding new mechanics. And yes, you can, you know, if you're really impatient to try out the new mechanics, you can play the leagues, but the real fun is playing with every single mechanic from every single league. Yes, it can also get a bit overwhelming, but you can also, you know, focus on what you want to do. Like for now, we're just gonna be running some low-level maps, I guess, which it's fine with me. Let me drop off, I don't know, these as well. Let's do another map, and let me answer some more questions. The other question you might have is this series gonna be SSF, solo self-found? And the answer is kind of. I haven't made this. I didn't set this as an SSF character just because SSF means everything is self-found. Whereas for this series, I mainly just want to find uniques by myself. But I want to leave myself the option of getting some other help from other people. So for instance, I have a couple friends who used to play Path of Exile and who don't anymore. So I want to leave myself the option, like let's say one of them has a stash of 4,000 chromatic orbs, or 8,000 orbs of linking. And they're just sitting there, he's not using them. I want to give myself the option of doing that kind of stuff just to help with like the peripheral build tweaking and optimizing and refining, and the tedium of rolling things over and over again until you get the right combination. I want to leave myself the possibility of some of that coming from outside sources, but finding the uniques themselves, I think I would prefer to see them drop in my game as opposed to just a friend handing them to me. So that's gonna be it. It's not gonna be pure SSF, but for uniques, you can kind of consider that subcomponent of the game to be essentially SSF on that level. Oh boy, I've been talking so much, my voice is starting to go, but I do have more talking to do. You know what? Let me pop a cough drop, because looking at my air quality monitor, it does look like it's a little bit dry. I put my humidifier away thinking winter was over, and now all of a sudden we got snowstorm and it's dry as fuck again. Right then. Oh yeah, gotta love those Hall's black cherry cough drops. The ones with no added sugar, those are my jam. I love them so much. But yeah, the next question you might have, now moving into more practical questions, is what's your build? So I'm running a dual wield lacerate build, and let me grab another map. Power charge on hit, less armor, less chance to block. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And I probably should spend my Atlas skill points. But I haven't decided which direction I want to go in. Do I want to start focusing on bestiary stuff? Do I want to start focusing on this stuff? Do I want to start doing strong boxes? Do I want to start doing essences? Man, it's expeditions. I should just pick something, because a chance to find maps in your maps. Sup, dog? I heard you like maps, so you put some maps in your maps. I'm pretty sure I already made that joke. But yeah, let me just. I feel like the bestiary thing is what I want to do You know what? Let's just... I don't have any refund points though. I feel like I don't want to commit to anything, man. I'm such a coward, dude. I'm such a coward. And I don't know if I want to use up a rare map just yet, because that... let me use a non-magical map. Because we gotta use them up somehow, right? Gotta use them up somehow. What? No, dude. How do I get rid of this map? Man, how do I... There's a... There's a key that you can press to... Oh, here we go. Oh, I accidentally hit a portal instead of the map device. Right. But before we go in, I'll show you a bit more about my build. My build is not great, right? I've kind of gone a little bit all over the map. I've focused on a lot of defensive things. I'm running a lacerate build with blood and sand and precision. So this is blood and sand. I have blood and sand and I play in blood stance, but I'm not really doing bleeding synergies. I'm running precision, but I don't really have any critical strike synergies. I have faster attacks and item quantity support. This is a legacy skill gem that doesn't drop in the game anymore. I found this in the beta, in case you still doubted whether I played the beta. So this is why I'm finding more items, but I don't have a lot of like actual damage support on it, and I don't think you can get more than 3 sockets on a one-handed weapon. So if I wanted to like pump this up more via skill gems, I would have to roll 4 or more sockets on a armor piece. And I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Dash is my excuse me, sorry about that. Dash is my movement skill. I also have Molten Shell for defense. I have some plans about how to make my build a little bit better, and I guess, you know, this leads right into the next question you might have. You're like, okay, your build isn't great. Like, one thing that's holding my build back is the fact that I'm using garbage weapons. At this point, I'm stubbornly refusing to pick up rare items. I'm like, come on game, just give me a good one-handed unique. And I'm gonna stubbornly keep waiting until the game does drop a one-handed unique. But yeah, the next question you might have is, okay, so you don't... Oh man, did I go back to the exact same place? Or... Oh man, I don't know if I'm equipped for a Legion encounter. We'll see what we can do. Right, so the next question you might have is, well, your build right now is trash. What is your plan? The answer is, I do kind of have a plan for what I want to do. I want to start going into bleeding mastery because I have blood and sand. I kind of have another plan to get the mana mastery and increase the mana reservation efficiency of skills so that I can maybe reserve one more skill and get a bit more damage out of my attacks. But one thing that I'm not going to do just yet is I'm not going to start looking up build guides and just following other build guides. Over the long term I will, possibly even for the next character that I make. because we're not going to be another, you know, spoiler alert. We're not going to be able to do everything with just one character, right? Without playing with other people, that is. Hello, do I care about? Why is that? What does that have that? Barrel coated. Okay. Well, I don't think I care about that too much. Blind enemies. On hit with melee. Effect of blind. 8-second cooldown. When deactivated, inflicts mana burn every 0.54 seconds. I don't know. I don't know if I want to mess with tinctures just yet. But I guess I'll pick it up. Yeah, so when playing video games, often people like, and it has to do with the hyper competitive FOMO, like a fear of missing out based environment that we live in. Often people, for their very first playthrough in a new game, will look up build guides. And maybe that'll help them, like, finish on a much higher level in whatever seasonal ladder they're on. But often, playing like that leads you to have a pretty, like, not a very high level of emotional engagement with the game itself. Since you're not really treating it as a game world to explore, you're treating it like a math problem. You're treating it as like an optimization problem. You're like, well, let's look this shit up. These are the items I need. Everything else, I'm not even gonna consider anything that's outside what my build guide is telling me that I need. And that leads to people getting burned out from video games, and then you especially, this happens to a lot of people, it happened to me a few times as well, you run into a situation where, okay, you've been following build guides, you've put in dozens, maybe even hundreds of hours, you've done all of the quote-unquote right things, but then, like, I don't know, something happened, work got busy, maybe you got sick, maybe you had to travel, you took some time off from the game, and you come back, and you have this moment of existential dread. You're like, where you have a moment of clarity, you realize, I've put hundreds of hours in this game, and I don't know what I got out of it. I have a quote-unquote good build, but I don't know what I got out of the time that I spent playing this game, because you didn't have that emotional connection. So what I like to do is, the first go around, it's very important that everything that happens in the game has to be a deliberate choice that I make. It's gotta be, it's gotta feel meaningful, right? Even if it means I end up with a garbage build, let me just see how far I can get on my own. Let me just see how far I can get on my own, just responding to what the game throws at me, responding to what items the game gives me. Let me just see how far we can push things without resorting to just asking the internet and blindly following a build guide. Now, after the first go around, then I think it's a little bit more, then it's a little bit different. Then I think it does feel a little bit more okay. Once you've built that initial, the initial emotional connection with this with the game to then look up build guides, because build guides can help you make your character very strong and be able to do content that you otherwise might not be able to do with your own, you know, like janky build that you made by just winging it. But by that point, you already have a solid emotional connection with the game. Like, one of the biggest emotionally resonant memories for me was playing Diablo 2 in its 1.0 version, playing a barbarian and just not trying to optimize, but trying to do a self-imposed challenge where I was like, let me just try and roleplay a barbarian that hates using magic. So let me make it so that I go through the entire game without ever spending mana. Oh no, dude. Oh, this guy. This guy had one of those stupid, like some of the enemy affixes in this game are just really dumb, dude, and just no reason to put them in the game except just to troll people. And that was one of the ones that trolls people. Like the guy spawns weird crystals that suddenly explode after he dies, and then basically just kills you. That's really dumb, man. It's really fucking dumb, dude. But yeah, let me just finish up what I was saying. So, playing Diablo 2, I had this self-imposed challenge. I want to make a barbarian who is only gonna pick passive skills. Like, you pick a weapon and you start getting mastery for that one weapon, like axes or swords, and every single point I gain is gonna go into passives. Now, obviously, that's not gonna get you very far, but it is gonna get you far enough to beat Diablo on normal. And beating Diablo on normal with that janky barbarian, with those, you know, it's not even a build, right? It's a joke of a build, but it was my build, and it got through the game. And even if it didn't get through the game, it was still memorable. And by the time I started doing like endgame farming, you know, the late what D2 turned into eventually, by that point I already had a like really deep connection with the game. And so even if I'm looking up build guides, right, I have my memory of the game to fall back to. So like, let's say I'm following a build guide, and I, you know, grind for a few dozen hours or a few dozen weeks, and then work gets busy and I've got to take a month off, and I come back to the game. I don't have that moment of existential panic. Like why am I playing this? All of those hours I spent, what was the point of all of that? Because the point of all of that was, this is a game that has a like, I have a profound shared history with the game, and that is what matters. That is what it drives me for any future interaction I have with this game, right? So, yeah, I'm not gonna be looking up. I'm not gonna be looking up build guides just yet. Let's see how far we can get with this character, based on just me doing it to the best of my ability. Now, I guess a related question is, like, you're saying you want to play yourself. How do you? Ooh, a tier 2 map, right? I'll take it. The map dropped a map. So yeah, Another question that you might have is, based on what I just said, how do you feel about, um, you know, other people giving you advice, or like potential hints, that kind of thing? And I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna say that's gonna be, I'm gonna be okay with that, because getting advice from real people, like a real person looking at one of my videos, typing out a real message, feels different than me just looking up a build guide that's been optimized, uh, and, you know, just like mathematically tested, and like me copying somebody else's homework. So if you have advice that you want to leave me, absolutely feel free. Just know that depending on my own uh, level of competence, I may not understand straight away, I may not have the capacity to act on it straight away, or depending on how many episodes I've recorded in advance, uh, on a temporal level, it may take me some time to get caught up to the advice that people leave. So yeah, feel free to leave any advice that you think is going to help me, but just know that I might not be able to make full use of it until later on. Anyway, let's drop these things off. Let's do another map. So, a couple of those. Let's drop off a couple of these. Ooh, this is a rare tier 2. Oh god, there's so much stuff. Unique bosses are what now? Less accuracy rating, less armor. Oh my god. Endurance charge on hit, more rare monsters, but a lot more item quantity and a lot more item rarity. So you know what we're gonna do is I'm gonna drop off this tier 2 map. And I'm gonna swap in this rare tier 1 map. Monster level 69. Nice. And let's try a rare tier 1 map. Oh god, let's activate. Oh no. Oh, I wanted to do it. Oh god, I wanted to put the map device on a different thing. Hang on a second. We're still in the I guess we're doing the castle ruins again. I've already no, dude. I wanted to do the. Oh, okay. I guess there's no going back. Okay. Well, I guess. Yeah. I guess we're just doing this map again. And if it offends you to see somebody play the game as incompetently as I just did, you know, because I don't know how the controls work on the map device. I've only just started the end game. So if it bothers you to see a guy fumbling around making basic, like kindergarten level mistakes on things like that, then you're probably not gonna enjoy the series, or at least not the early episodes of the series. So just keep that in mind. And I guess that just about is all of the stuff that I wanted to talk about with regards to this series. I don't know what other questions you might have. I guess, I don't know. I think we've covered everything. Unless... Oh, no! Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, that was rough. We might just be straight up, like, dead. We might just be cooked. Maybe I shouldn't be taking any more questions while, oh god. While this shit is happening. But yeah, like, I don't know what else you'd want to know, like, I guess, I don't know. Maybe, maybe for my final question, I don't know. I'll, maybe you want to know how I feel about Elon Musk, let's say. And my answer to that is, no comment, no opinion. I feel literally nothing about that man. Although I will say, you know, Path of Exile is a good game, and if Elon Musk ever has some free time, he should try playing the game sometime. I think he'd enjoy it, and that's the only thing I'm gonna say about that. We could go straight to the arena. And should we? But before we do anything, let's see the modifiers. More quantity, more rarity, that's good. Pack size, that's bad. Less area of effect, that's bad. Less chance to block, well, I guess everything else is bad. Less armor. Monsters gaining power charge and chaining. You know what? Let's go for it. Oh, no. We gotta... Ooh, boy. Easy. Does it? We're doing damage to leave the something or the other. Leave the... What now? The something-handed. Leave the swift-handed. Should not be trying to distract myself looking at... Oh my god. Like trying to read the boss name. Especially when you can just look it up, but... Oh god, hang on a second. I guess the boss itself is probably the easiest part of this. Oh no. Tier 2, Tier 3 unique map? Oh god, hang on a second. Okay, Oba's Cursed Trove. Now here's the first dilemma we have, because maps, unique maps, are unique items, but unique maps are also maps. It's like, you might be thinking, hey man, that's like the least informative thing you could have said. That unique maps are unique and also maps. But but what I meant was, yes, we can use them as maps, but I think we can also put them as our unique stash. So I think what I'll do is, we'll keep one version of these for our unique stash, and then the second version of that map onwards that drops is the one that we'll actually use. Another Rain of Chaos. One of our gems leveled up. I should be using Molten Shell more often, man. Especially in boss fights. Alright. Let's bash these dudes. There's nothing? This is a rare map that we cashed in. I don't want to leave anything unexplored, uncollected. Oh, hello. Relax. Tier 2 map, right? Oh, I didn't want to. I didn't want to pick up garbage. All right. All right, destroy that. I think we might be mostly 4 orbs of chance is a nice little drop. Although, you know, maybe give me some orbs of scouring as well. But we want to see what other rare and champion monsters there are. Oh, no. No. What? Is he yeah, okay, he's ambushing. Which is a really... It's like... The ambush mechanic feels very, like, weird the way enemies teleport. And it ends up being more annoying than dangerous, in my opinion. And I'll see if that flask is useful at all. Alright. Get wrecked, boys. Easy. Alright. We're getting lucky that no life regen monsters are spawning. We don't want to get hit by his giant balls of fire. Right. So I think I'm basically done explaining what the series is about. I think at this point you guys know what the series is about. You know how it's gonna go, and you can make your own decisions about whether you want to watch. But what I'm gonna do in this episode is I'm gonna keep playing. At a minimum, I want to gain one more level. Ooh, nice one. Take that. At a minimum, I want to gain one more level just because we're kind of close. And I want to see whether if I get the... is this good? Gain 1 charge when you are hit by an enemy, removes curses on use. I mean, well, that's just better than this, right? Unless this one, you know, it's the same amount and it's also better. You know what? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it like this. And why do you want me to pick that up? Because it's improved quality? I don't know. I don't want to pick up every piece of trash that I find. And I think at this point we're done with this map. What are the maps that we found? We found a unique map. And we found a rare... God, man, come on. We found a rare tier 2. Level 69. Which is nice. Monsters deal extra physical damage as lightning. What is our lightning resistance? It is not great, actually. It's only... Well, I mean, 69 is a great number, but it's not as good as our other resists, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. That's some Reign of Chaos. Let's just head back home. Our lush hideout. Let's drop some stuff off in our stash. Go to our unique stash. Let's drop off the Cursed Grove map. And it goes just along with the other maps. And it's gone in. And the next one we find we'll actually use. But for now, it's technically, the way the game counts it, it is also technically a unique item that you can have in your collection. So we'll respect the game's classification system, and you know, we'll just roll with it like that. Drop these off. Drop these off. Let's just have these be only the ones we own. Oh yeah. There's more of them that we own. Let's see. Should we cash in our Reign of Chaos? Or should we... Yeah, it gives you a full stack of them. All right. Well, I think for now we're just gonna be dropping these boys back in our stash. I don't want to use them just yet. I don't even know what I would do with Chaos Orbs. Mana reservation efficiency is actually pretty good. Area damage is pretty good, but I don't know necessarily if I want to... No, I'll up these with my other jewels that are potentially useful. What else are we doing? Oh yeah, let me drop off a bunch of these Orbs of Chance. Tincture. Let me, I don't know. I'll drop off the tincture, like, here, I guess. I know I probably should be using tinctures. Now let me go back to the map device and not fuck this up. Oh god, hang on a second. I want to select the Promenade. Yes, the... Can I, like, overdo it with, like, a tier 2? You can, but do I want to use a tier 2? Probably not. Since it's a tier 1 map, I should probably use a tier 1, I guess? Because I do have a couple... Well, I have one left. It's a non-magical tier 1. Let's take it. Let's drop off these tier 2s. Let's drop off these tier 2s. Alright. Let me go to my Atlas tree. I really should be putting these points in, man. Okay, so... Chances to contain Einhar, Bestiary Scarabs, I don't know what this... I don't know what that does for me. Maps in my maps? I don't know what a good thing is. There's probably... This is gonna be one of those things where I wouldn't mind somebody giving me hints. And I wouldn't necessarily even mind looking this up, because this isn't so much about my character's journey. This is more just about endgame loot optimization, right? So And I have like no refund points for this, which is the other thing that's making me feel less bad about looking this up. So I'm not gonna spend any points just yet. I've got two map points. We're gonna call that good. All right. So I think we've selected the promenade, right? Activate it. And we're not going to be able to complete the bonus objective like this. Why can't I go around, dude? Come on, there's so much space in between these things to walk through. Fuck off, game, with your fake obstacles. Alright, let's see what we find in this place. What do we want to do? Well, we want to gain a level. We want to pick up any notable pieces of loot. Obviously, uniques are what our goal is. But I feel like there's some weird graphical stuff going on. Chance orbs are always well. Fuck off! Don't shoot me across the water, man. That's rude.
I can't do this just yet.
One of the things that this game, I think, overdoes a little bit is having ranged enemies either shoot you from off screen or shoot you from, you know, some balcony or fuck off. No. Can't we? Did we kill him? Because he was a life regen. He was a life regen guy. There's something. Hello. I'll relieve you of that. Now it's not going to be an improvement on my current boots, which is Chevron's pace, more energy shield, really nice movement speed, including an like 15% flat, 20% when on full life. So you're usually going to be on full life, so that's just a 35% bonus. But what do these do? Well, lightning resist was something that we said we like. Unaffected by shock ground. Honestly, 2% increased movement speed. I'm gonna have to assume that that's a low roll on that. Otherwise, that is like really sad. Like actually tragic. All right. Ooh, hey, we can do a heist. There's a quest heist and a rare heist. A rare heist. Where exactly? Smuggler's Den? Is that the place? Isn't Smuggler's Den the hub area, or no? Wait, that's the harbor, the rogues harbor, right. Got a bit confused there for a moment. Stop it, man. Another one of those really annoying enemy affixes, the exploding orbs. Because yes, you can say exploding orbs, but the name doesn't help you understand how it works. That they follow you. It doesn't say exploding homing orbs. The name of the affix is I think that's another like minor quibble with this game, is that a lot of these enemy affixes, the way they work is so convoluted that you can't really figure out what they're gonna do by reading their their affixes, or even sometimes by looking at what it's doing. Sometimes, like those pink crystals that explode, sometimes the only way you're gonna learn is by just having your character die for no reason. Oh no, no, no. More life regen garbage. Garbage. Alright. We're getting pretty close to a level, as long as we don't get ourselves killed, which now that I mentioned it, 100% gonna happen. Right, boys? Wait, oh, it's you. 'Tis you. 'Twas you all along. Oh, that's gonna be a nice one. There's our crafting recipe. Alright, Eternal Life Blast is worth checking out, I think. How do I get that recipe? Do I just walk around? I guess you just... Oh, I teleported right into that hazard. Laggard Avenger seems to be a special enemy. Get wrecked. Oh, hello. No, 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 no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Right as we're on the cusp of leveling up is when the game, in characteristic ARPG fashion, throws its biggest thing. Oh, was that the boss? Was that the boss? Was that the boss? No, dude, that can't be the... That can't be the boss. Those were just a couple of random enemies running around. That can't be... I guess that was the boss. Well... Disappointment. But... we did get another map out of it. A rare tier 2 map. We did not get a level out of it. It bothers me that I didn't get the bonus objective done. Oh, hello. So I might see what we can do about that. I really want to level up right now, man. Don't make me have to get somewhere else. Molten Shell? I should have been using Molten Shell more often. Man, no. No, 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 no. No, no, dude. We're gonna have to go into another map to level up. Well, maybe we'll switch it up and we'll do a heist.
I can't do this just yet.
Although heists are kinda not great. But they are a core part of the endgame. As garbage as they are. I'm not gonna go into a full breakdown for why I don't like heists, or I should say why nobody likes heists. Nobody who isn't lying to themselves. Nobody who isn't actually one of the devs, you know, commenting under one of their alts. Why no real player of this game likes heists. I don't want to go into that just yet. Maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. For now, all I want to do is I want to gain this level, man. I want to gain a level. Give me a level, dude.
Oh,
Let's get some orbs of linking. Nah, I don't care about that much. That one that much. Sell you that. Do not sell you that. We'll keep that. Oh no, dude! I forgot to sell. Accept the trade. Let's go to the stash. Map modifiers. I should use some of these, but I'm not gonna do that yet because I don't know if I'll be using them effectively. I wanna educate myself a little bit more on how that works. And now what I'm thinking is I've got a bunch of these tier 2 maps. Do I have any like magic tier 2, or are they all like they're either nothing or they're rare? So let me pick up this one. Let me also go to my stash. Shut up. Let me go to my stash. Let me go to my unique stash. Storm Charger. Bam. That's banked. I suppose I should show what uniques I have equipped. I should have shown this when I was talking about my build. I have this helmet, which is kind of decent. It's increased fire damage, which is something that I can potentially add to my build. I've got Belly of the Beast, which is pretty good for early defense, as is Barracks Pass, decent for early defense. I would love to find a second rare ring that's actually useful. Sorry, a unique ring that's actually useful. Would love to find some unique weapons, man. Give me... Where are the unique weapons at? Where? Oh, where? You know what? I'm gonna... Yo, dude, you can't stash... You can't stash green contracts? That is actual garbage, dude. That is actual garbage. They're gonna stay in my inventory until I do them? Really? Oh man, that is rough, dude. But what did I say I wanted to do?
I can't do this just
I
yet.
said I wanted to select... Man, I want to select... Oh, this is so janky, man. I want to select the map device, dude. Can I... Oh, no. Yeah, I have not done the bonus in the promenade. I want to do the bonus in the promenade. Will this work? Can I do a tier 2 map on a tier 1? The answer is yes. Follow-up question. Can I actually win? Follow-up question number 2. What am I gonna put my skill point into? I've already alluded to it earlier, but there is a mana mastery that I want to pick up. Easy. Caustic Orb on death. That's another one of those really annoying things. Like this, it says orb when it really should say orbs, because it really looks like there are multiple of them. More minions. And people shooting at me from behind, which is very cowardly of them. Stop it. Go away, dude. I want to check something. Do you gain stats from leveling up? So, what is my... Dexterity is at 296. And Dexterity is my main... Ooh, nice. Is my main stat. Ooh, more Rogue's Markers. Don't mind if I do. Alright, any second now. Any day now. Hell yeah, level 70 frickin' 7. Alright, passive free. Immediately go into Mana Mastery. Increased mana reservation efficiency. Whoa. Dude, come on. Mana reservation efficiency. Confirm. Yes. Now you can see that more of my mana bar is available for use. 551 mana is reserved. And I want to bring in... Well, it's a fire-based skill. I think we might have to raise our reservation efficiency even more before that can happen. Cannot be stunned. Your energy shield aura is really annoying. As is your dude that's hitting me. Ash Lord the Patient, but I'm even more patient. Whittle him down until he's dead. They got these soldiers. Go in here. Easy. Ooh, what was that? Something did a lot of damage to me. And it was not nice. Man, the death animations for these guys are really visually very distracting. Do not appreciate it. Finally, we get some scouring orbs. Or like one scouring orb. We've found like 10 chance orbs. Why has this guy taken like no damage? Oh. Oh, it's because he's shooting at me from just slightly outside of what our range is. He has extra life and what else? Lightning and shock resist, extra lightning damage. The reason he's doing so much damage to us is because of all of the lightning synergies he's got going on, not just with his skills, but with the realm properties, I think, and then with our own lightning resistance being weaker than our other stats. But one thing that's gonna help us, and I should have shown my ascendancy tree when I was showing my skill tree, is we don't have to take his health down all the way. He should be, in fact, dying pretty soon, because I do have that ability where, yeah, you don't have to take health down all the way. Oh, I also need to do my next ascendancy, but I took this one. It's called Headsman, and means that have 20% or lower life are dead when you hit them. Sometimes it feels like it's not exactly 20%, but maybe the health isn't displayed in a like a linear fashion. Why do these things have so much health? I feel like the balancing on them is just a little off. That they have so much more health compared to everything around them. Right, let's take some transmute orbs. Rush on hit. Bleaching life. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, son. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna end off this first episode after we're done with this this map. Because I think we've been going on long enough. And I think I've done an adequate job of explaining what the series is going to be about. And to top it all off, we gained a level and we found a couple of uniques as well. Easy. Settle the fuck down. Alright, boys. Alright, let's run through easy. Does it? What? Oh my god, what's happening, dude? Was there a... Oh, there are ground hazards. You kill them and then there's like a poison vortex on the ground or something like that. Or something like that. God, these sandworm slave things are so annoying. Dude, there's like a rave going on right now. What with all these lights? Oh, easy. See what this tincture is. Elemental damage with melee weapons? I don't know how useful that is gonna be. Alright. Alright. Everybody, let's just calm down. Oh, he's ambushing me. Which means periodically he just teleports behind me. Oh no, oh no. This is... Well, we've learned that this is basically the boss fight. So this is the easier one of the two. So it's just a melee dude. But his friend is gonna be bigger problem. We're gonna have to be dodging those attacks, especially the big lightning ball, the big disco ball. Did we get 2 different drops? We do. Hello. Well, we don't really use shields, but thank you for the progress you gave me. Oh no, hell nah. Hell nah, don't. This is a boss fight. Excuse me, guys? Excuse me? Just casually interfering, and it should be WWE rules should apply. If there's interference, then they should disqualify this Blackguard Temp. I mean, it was already a handicap match, basically, because there's 2 of them, only 1 of me. You can't have even more people jumping into the ring, man. At that point, like, what are we doing, right? You gotta draw the line somewhere. Alright. Let's see what you drop. Let's see what you drop. Just don't get... Here we go. Bonus objective complete. Orb of Scouring. Before we leave... Oh yeah, and you get an Atlas skill point. So that's how you get the Atlas skills. By completing the other bonus objectives. Alright. Well, that's good to know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Settle down, Gloom Tusks. Settle the F down. Is there anything else? I think we're basically done, but because we cashed in a rare tier 2... Where did you come from, man? Because we cashed in a rare tier 2 map, I want to get my money's worth. Oh no! What was that? Where did that damage come from, dude? Ugh. I don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Huh. Let's go up here. There's nothing there. I guess let's run all the way back to the beginning. I want to check something. If you, like, walk in and out from the beginning area, does it still use up one of the portals? Because if you die and you go back in, yes it does. If you portal out and then back in, yes it does. Oh no, there is... Oh, wait, I was gonna say there isn't even an entrance portal. But there is, actually. So go out. Is it gone for good? So if I go back in and then back out, is it gone for good? Okay, yeah. It is indeed gone for good. Alright, so let's start wrapping up and reflect on what was accomplished in this episode. Ebony Tower Shield, is this good? Fire damage, physical damage converted to fire damage, that's nice. Chance to curse non-cursed enemies with Enfeeble is nice. A decent amount of fire resist and more max life. Really good armor. But we're not really running a shield build. What does this do? Elemental damage with melee. Actually might not be bad, but we don't really have a use case for it just yet. Let me sell this and that. We go to the stash, drop a couple things off. And drop this off in my unique stash. And just like that, we've collected 5% of all of the unique shields. And I guess I'll drop off this tincture with the other tincture. Just put that off there. And let's drop this off here. You know what? Let me go to the Rogue Harbor and drop off these rogues markers pretty quick. And I think we might start next episode with some Rogue Harbor stuff. Although I think I want to start by doing Ascendancy stuff, because I don't think I've finished it. In fact, let me just check. If I go to the world. Yeah, I haven't done... Hang on a second, dude. I haven't done the Merciless Labyrinth. The Atlas of Worlds and the Rogue Harbor, right? Explore the Atlas of Worlds. Right. We'll do the Merciless Labyrinth, I think. We'll start out by doing that. But before we do, should we talk to Tulina? We'll talk to her next episode, I think. For now, let's leave it here. I'm gonna call it good. I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. For now, I'm gonna be doing these Path of Exile episodes once every week on Saturdays, going up Saturdays at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Time. So if you liked what you see, I look forward to joining you next week as well for some more Path of Exile action. Hopefully it goes as smoothly as it did today, where we only died a couple times. And aside from that, we found some pretty fun uniques. None of them really useful to our build, but you know what? It was still pretty good. Anyway, you know, let's wrap it up. Let's call it. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you next week. And until then, take care.